Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Welcome to Community Centered, a show that features people in the community doing good things. Now, here are your hosts, Debbie O'Handley and Margi Kyle.
Welcome to WSIC News Talk Now. Unfortunately, Debbie is moving 3 people out of 3 houses and moving 2 into 2 more. So I bet she's hot, and we will miss her terribly today, but she'll be back next week. I'm excited today because I'm the founder of Little Smiles, a nonprofit, and we have Tim Boone and his wife with us today, Janice Boone. And I'll never forget the phone call from Dino, who was our president that we lost a couple of years ago, several years ago. And he called and he said, I have the greatest news for you today. And I said, great. And he said, I got Tim Boone to join our board. And I said, I don't even know who he is. But once I met you and got your enthusiasm towards what we do, you've been a tremendous asset. And I really appreciate all that you do.
And you've gotten to know me over those 9 years or so. I guess 9-10 years maybe it's going on.
So we've always talked about since day one doing a Christmas in July. And you and Janice made it happen. So, and I love it when people turn talk into reality. And we are having our 4th one. And Janice, I'm going to let you share when that is.
It's coming up. Christmas in July is going to be Saturday, July 19th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Lost Worlds Brewing in Cornelius. Lost Worlds has been a great partner to us with this event over the last 4 years, and they donate the space and allow us to kind of take over and turn it into a winter wonderland in the middle of a heat wave. So we are looking forward to having as many people from the community come join us for the event. And the goal is to raise money and collect toys for the children that we serve through Little Smiles.
And Reese, could you put up that bulletin? And if for whatever reason you can attend, we have other locations, I believe, where you could donate a toy.
We do have a toy box set up currently at the Birkdale Cinemas. So you can collect, you can drop off a toy there. And there is a toy bin at Lost Worlds right now. So if you are visiting Lost Worlds between now and July 19th and have a toy that you'd like to share, we take all types for all ages, new in the package toys, because we want to make sure that our littles that we serve are getting something that's brand new and good for them.
Yeah.
But all ages, from toddler toys all the way up to teens, books, crafts, coloring books, art supplies. We'll take it all.
Yeah. Tim, why don't you give a little bit about what Little Smiles does and our mission and that type of thing?
Sure. And it's an easy mission for folks to get behind and support. And so when we have an event like Christmas in July, the community just rallies around. But what I tell people is our name basically says what we do, Little Smiles. So we serve children and families that are in hospitals or other care facilities around the Charlotte area. And we have try to put a smile on their face. And the little in Little Smiles is that for the most part, most of our requests and things that we do cost a couple dollars. And you can put a smile on a kid's face with a coloring book and crayons. And we print several thousand coloring books a year, and we distribute those to waiting rooms and hospitals and therapeutic facilities, again, around the Charlotte area. And we do get into larger requests too. So we give a lot of iPads. We get a lot of computers.
Yeah.
One thing that we've done over the last couple of years that's really blossomed into one of our key things is we do room makeovers. So think about a kid.
And I can't share with you enough when Alex was in the hospital for a year.
Sure. Yeah, that as a parent, when you have a child that's in the hospital, they're probably anxious. They can be scared. They're bored a lot of the time.
Very much so.
Yeah. So
and just white walls, no pictures, nothing fun.
Right. So we deliver several each month, these room makeover kits, primarily to Levine's Children's Hospital in Charlotte. And what the nurses do and the child life team at Levine's will meet with the family, many times meet with the patient who's going to be coming to visit, and they'll curate things that they want to make things feel a little bit homey.
Right.
A lot of times it's
not homely.
No, that's why I'm on the radio. I'm homely, but we make the rooms homey. But what primarily there'll be sheets and bedding, maybe a comforter. There's usually a theme to it. We had one little guy the other week where he was all into superheroes and primarily Spider-Man. So he had a stuffed animal Spider-Man. He had bed sheets that were Spider-Man. He had a game that was Spider-Man.
And then you can get posters that they can take home with them too.
So and even in the grand scheme of things, it's still a small request. Sometimes, a lot of times, the kids that come into Levine's, they might be there for a bone marrow transplant, and they could be there for weeks on end. And just being in not such a sterile environment and having things that feel like home, those room makeovers have really become one of our signature things that we do.
And along with technology to keep kids connected while they're away.
Correct.
Yeah. It's getting an iPad to keep connected with. Sometimes the technology, whether it's a computer or whether it's an iPad, can be involved in the treatment or the therapy that they're getting. Maybe they've been through an unimaginable accident where their mobility is compromised, or maybe they need something to help them communicate because they don't have the ability to speak. Other times it's simply someone who's in the hospital, they're going to be there for a long time, and they want to keep connected to their school or to their friends or to their family.
Well, and I did a lot of cell phones for a while there because kids wanted to talk to their parents.
Right. Yeah.
And they had no way of doing it.
Yeah, can you imagine? And what we do is always, comes with two sides to every story. It's so fulfilling, and it's so happy to put the smile on the face of child. But then sometimes when you hear the story, if someone's in the hospital and they don't have a family that can visit regularly,
that's right.
Maybe they're remote or maybe both parents work and they just don't have the ability to be there. Something like an iPad can help them keep connected. So we have the joy of bringing them that happiness, but then also thinking about what they're going through, and each one you wish you could do a little bit more. So
but you leave with knowing you've made a difference.
Sure. Yeah. And that's why an event like Christmas in July, which we'll get into after the break and give some more details of what we're doing, that really helps serve our mission well.
It sure does.
Yeah.
We are going to a break, but we will be back shortly.
Good news lives here. It's community-centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, Chantal finally moving away from the Carolinas after a grayer, cooler, and soggy Sunday. We're kicking off the new work week dry and hot. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures warm well into the mid and upper 90s for a Monday afternoon. Just a pop-up shower or storm possible. We'll increase that shower and storm chance a bit. Still scattered, though, as we go toward the remainder of the work week. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Thursday, July 10th, the Langtree Live Outdoor Concert Series returns. Groove Skeletons make their Langtree debut. In 2024, they finished second in the Battle of the Bands and now bring their indie rock and fun stage presence to Exit 31 off I-77. Groove Skeletons play at 7 p.m. on Thursday in Mooresville at Langtree Live. Friday night at Brookdale Village in Huntersville is Live Under the Oaks. The Village stage welcomes the music of Joseph Gallo. Gallo is a pop and rock artist whose performance will get you to sing and dance along. Grab your lawn chairs and your blankets for the free show on the plaza. Brookdale restaurants will be open for dinner, and Red Rocks will be on site at the stage for beverages. We'll see you Friday night at 6 p.m. for the Joseph Gallo Show at Brookdale Village in Huntersville. The 500 Club in Statesville presents live music on Saturday with a performance by Caleb Davis. Davis is a graduate of the Berklee College of Music and plays his original songs and covers many genres from the 40s to today. Don't miss this 6 p.m. show. Visit the 500 Club online for more information on entertainment, food, beverages, and tea times. Bin 110 in Cornelius has live music Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. Pluto for Planet Duo plays on Thursday, July 10th. John Sullivan on Friday, and Hey Ladies on Saturday. Bin 110 offers a large selection of whiskeys, wines, cocktails, and small plates. Drinks, eats, and live music are yours at Bin 110 this weekend. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series is at Charlotte Motor Speedway for round number 8 on Tuesday, July 15th, when Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts get in free. Click on charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information on the Summer Shootout and other 2025 events. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Shining a light on who's making a difference. It's Community Centered, hosted by Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. Please, if you have a question, call 844-STUDIO-4. And again, Debbie, stay cool out there because she's got a heavy job to do, and I just appreciate so much what she does. I want to take it back to Janice, the manager of our storage unit. We just gave her another title.
That's right. I got a promotion over the break.
If you sit still long enough, we'll get you doing all sorts of things. But we started with one storage unit, and we now have 3 or 4.
3 units that we warehouse all of the toys that we get throughout the year, and there is a need 365 days a year. The primary bulk of our donations come in over the holiday season because that's a top of mind. People are looking where they can donate, and people are thinking in terms of donating toys and games and all of that at the holiday season. However, the need for the patients that we serve doesn't go away.
No.
So part of the reason we established the Christmas in July event was to restock our warehouse shelves. So we have a warehouse that we stock like a toy store. And we allow our healthcare partners.
And what is the name of that?
Smiles Are Us.
That was brilliant.
And we, our healthcare partners can come and visit and fill up a bag free of charge of whatever they think the clients that they serve could use. It can range from baby toys and blankets to art supplies, board games that patients can play while they're in the hospital. We do a lot of art supplies and craft kits. Those are always a big deal.
Well, and I had a family through hospice.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, we have a storage unit. Why don't you bring the kids?
Yeah.
Because I think their dad had just passed away, and they were devastated because they didn't understand.
Right.
And I gave them each bags, and I said, fill them up.
Yeah.
And just to watch a child shop for something, I can have another toy? And I said, yeah. And they kept saying, oh, you're giving too much. If you say in a huge toy store, pick one, you'll be there all day.
That's true.
But if you say, you can have a few, pick several, and just whatever would bring a smile on their face.
I agree, and it's lovely to see the variety of donations that we get. Again, board games and Barbies and Legos. We can't keep Legos in stock.
I know.
Yeah.
So that is something that...
And our church does crocheted blankets for the
Yes.
babies, which is wonderful too.
Yeah, we have a whole section of just blankets.
And for the moms, because it's cold in that hospital.
That's right. Hospitals are
It's hard to
notoriously
think about
cold
blankets
places.
on a day like this when we were debating whether it was actually 100 or just felt like 100 today. But, in a hospital, you always need the blankets. And certainly we get an increase of requests for blankets during cold and flu season, which,
it's a comfort to wrap yourself up in something.
For sure.
And we also make them out of wedding dresses.
Yes. Yeah.
For the newborns.
Yeah, that we get donated
Yeah.
wedding dresses that you have a connection with your seamstress friends that
Yeah,
can
I do,
take a wedding dress and turn it into several blankets, which
Yeah.
is just such a neat idea
Yeah.
to give back. And you mentioned Janice being the manager of Smiles Are Us, which she's done a great job, and she's had help there, and that storage facility is right here in Cornelius, and we get volunteers to help us when we have visitors. We've had high school kids that have helped us stock the shelves and build the shelves. We've had the Exchange Club. We've had the Rotary Club that have all sent folks on we'll just pick a day. It's constant motion there. So sometimes we'll just pick a work day, and it's kind of organizing what's come in since the last time and stocking the shelves, and everybody has a great time doing that.
Well, I know the kids, my grandkids used to work with the toys, and they loved it.
Yeah. It's a fun, we put smiles on the faces of our volunteers, just like we do with the friends that we serve. So
we are Christmas every day of the year, and I love it when the nurses come.
Yeah.
And just, they know exactly what they're looking for.
That's right. And what I love is when I go in between visits when providers have come and shopped and I see that the shelves are bare and we get to restock, because I know that there are things that have gone out to help children and families in the community. So it's always fun to restock knowing that our inventory has been depleted for a good cause. But
I think the hardest fill is for teenagers, as you said.
We always think about kids being, maybe babies up through 9 or 10 years old, but we often have those middle grade kiddos that are in the hospital or in rehabilitation services, and they get bored too. So I think our greatest need in the storage unit right now is to fill some of those needs. So board games for older kids, or craft kits that somebody that's maybe a teenager would enjoy. Some of the coloring books that are more adult centered,
Yes, even the moms like some of
exactly,
those.
Because you have a lot of downtime when you're receiving care.
Yeah.
And so anything to help fill those hours, card games, Jenga, all of that kind of stuff that even, a child and their family can play together is often very welcome.
And in the jewelry making for the girls and Legos for the boys.
That's right. Yeah, the
now,
jewelry
we
making
also,
kits are always a huge
hit. If they want to go
hit.
on to Amazon...
That's right. If you can't make our event, which we really hope you can, but there's certainly ways that you can still support our mission if you can't. We do have an Amazon wish list that's always up and current, so you can go to the Little Smiles Amazon page and see what we need.
Okay.
And right now it's Amazon Prime Day, so you can visit the Amazon wish list and maybe save a few dollars on your donation as well. So it's a good time to send something to us, and it will get shipped directly to us. So we'll be able to put that directly on our shelves for the people that we serve.
Oh, I love it. Well, I remember we had a doll shortage once, and I put it out on Facebook, and we got bombarded.
It's interesting that things do come in waves sometimes. We had there must have been a sale on the game Sorry, Trouble, and Candyland, because we have so many of those, but they're going out as fast as they're going in.
And we can't keep Uno in either.
Uno, yes.
I think Uno is a number 2 after Legos in general.
Yeah, I agree.
Uno is always a crowd favorite.
Right. So Uno cards will never stay long in the storage unit. They will be distributed quickly.
Well, talk a little bit about the Amazon wish list and what you all did recently to make sure we're hitting the right notes with what we need.
We spent a day at the storage unit taking stock of what we had on the shelves and also in surplus. And based on that, we updated our Amazon wish list with the items that we think we could use the most.
Okay, good.
So when you visit that Amazon site, you're going to see the things that are right now currently depleted within our storage unit. So those are the items that we feel we are in greatest need to receive. So again, hitting some of those middle grade and teenagers. If you have a teen or know of a middle schooler out there, anything that they would like to do, our kiddos would enjoy as well. But we are in greatest need for some items that would maybe hit that target audience the most.
So if somebody wants to volunteer, is there an age limit?
I think that if you're under 18, we would prefer if you came with an adult or a parent with you at times, or if you have an organization leader that would join you at the storage unit. But we will take anybody with a pair of hands and a smile on their face that's willing to help us out. It can be dirty work sometimes. We're digging in bins, we're shelving items, but like I said, it's great when we come in and see that those shelves are empty, because we know that we've given stuff to some people in the community that are needing it. So it's a fun project.
And
to
I know
restock
there's
those
a
shelves.
limit at the hospital, so a lot of them can't go.
Right.
You know, we've had co-op students work with us over the years, and they've been fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But that was BC before COVID.
Yeah, a lot changed after COVID for sure. But even for folks that are under 18, if they're looking for some service hours or ways that they can help in their community, please contact us at Little Smiles, because we always have projects that we can help.
What's the best way to get a hold of you?
I would say visit the website, because www.littlesmilesnc.org, and there is a link there if you wish to volunteer. You can sign up to volunteer through the website.
But make sure you put the Little Smiles NC.
NC, yes.
Yeah. Or you can reach out on we're on Facebook, and you can leave us a message on Facebook about getting involved. And you raised a good point, Margie, about the age of some volunteers working in the hospital, and there have been some rule changes on what we can do on site. But coming out to the storage unit is something we can do. We've worked with groups this past year. You and I attended. We go to an annual NICU kind of family reunion.
Yeah.
They call it the Spring Fling. That's down at Levine's. One of the groups that we really do a lot with is the NICU community and the neonatal intensive care unit, and they're usually families that are in that area for quite some time.
That's right.
And so we went to the Spring Fling, but where I was going in terms of volunteers is we worked before the event with the Beta Club, which is a community service club at South Lake Christian, and they helped us stuff goodie bags for all the attendees. So that was something that they could use for their community service hours.
Yeah.
And it was something they could do here at school. They did it after school, and then we used them those bags down on a Saturday at that event. So we've got volunteering with us can take all kinds of shapes and forms. From we have an all volunteer board that's based here in the Lake area, but we have folks that work with us on specific events, or maybe just come out and support us at some of the things that we do in the community, like Christmas in July. So we've got a lot of opportunities to volunteer.
Good. Well, we're going to take a short break, but please do not go away. And remember, if you want to call in, 844-STUDIO-4. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Spotlight and kindness, one story at a time. It's community centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle, presented by the Macintosh Law Firm on WSIC.
Well, Chantal finally moving away from the Carolinas after a grayer, cooler, and soggy Sunday. We're kicking off the new work week dry and hot. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures warm well into the mid and upper 90s for a Monday afternoon. Just a pop-up shower or storm possible. We'll increase that shower and storm chance a bit. Still scattered, though, as we go toward the remainder of the work week. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshlawFirm.com.
It's time for your pre-summer tune-up. For over 40 years, Horn Heating and Air Conditioning has been the trusted local service, keeping the Lake Norman area cool and comfortable. Schedule your summer HVAC checkup now. Experience the refreshing feeling of at hornhvac.com.
Are you sick of running out of hot water? Whether it's in the middle of a shower or doing dishes, cold water's never fun. Say goodbye to those surprises with a Rinnai tankless water heater from GMV Energy. This energy-efficient propane-powered solution heats water instantly, so you'll never run out again. Plus, it saves money and frees up space. Propane models start at just $295 after rebates. Visit any G&B Energy location or gbenergy.com to learn more.
This is Sheriff Darren Campbell with the Iredell County Sheriff's Office. Every day, scammers are targeting people right here in our community through phone calls, emails, and text messages, trying to steal your money, your personal information, and even your identity. If someone calls claiming to be from a government, a bank, or even law enforcement demanding money or personal details, stop and think. Legitimate organizations will never ask for gift cards, wire transfers, or your passwords over the phone or email. If something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Hang up, don't click that link, and never share personal information with someone you don't trust. At the Iredell County Sheriff's Office, we're working to protect our community, and we're proud to partner with WSIC because local starts here, and keeping you informed keeps you safe. Stay alert, stay smart, and don't fall for a scam.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
24/7 worldwide, non-stop.
WSIC.
Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. There will be no extensions of the August 1st deadline for tariffs to take effect. That's a clarification coming from President Trump today. He started alerting countries yesterday of the new rates he set. More countries will be hearing from him today. Some of the countries will see tariffs up to 60 or 70% if they do not reach a trade deal with the U.S. Markets are undecided. The Dow is down 0.3%. The S&P is down a fraction. The Nasdaq up a fraction. Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey has reportedly created a new messaging app that allows users to send messages without Wi-Fi or cell reception. TechCrunch reports BitChat, as Dorsey is calling it, operates through Bluetooth mesh networks. Bluetooth normally has a range of around 100 meters, but Dorsey says his app can relay messages through other users in the vicinity, extending the range up to 300 meters. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
Number one for talk in Lake Norman, Statesville.
105.9, 100.7, WSIC.
Real people making a real impact. The McIntosh Law Firm brings you community-centered, right here on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. And Reese, if you could show that picture, we're going to talk about Christmas in July. and thank David Ham for all he does at Lost Worlds. There you go. And last year it was funny because Santa and Tim had the same shirt on.
Same physique and same shirts. I think we shop at the same place.
What is the chance of that? That was hysterical. So let's hope that doesn't happen again.
But it is important to note that both Santa and Tim will be at Christmas in July on Saturday the 19th. Santa comes and is available for pictures with you and your family, with your kids, with your furry friends. Be prepared. He's in his summer swag, so it's usually Hawaiian shirts on top and Santa shorts on bottom. And he is as jolly as ever, though. So Santa is going to be one of our attractions at the Christmas in July event on July 19th.
Reese, can you show the other Santa? Okay. Continue.
So come and get your picture taken with Santa. You can get an early jump on your Christmas cards this year and have that done. We're also going to have many raffles for people to win. We've had such a generous response from the community for raffle donations. We have so far over $2,000 in raffle prizes that our attendees can win. And we're very thankful to the people in our community who have donated items for us to give away that day. And then there will also be games and music. We have a Christmas trivia game that we usually play each year, and you can win some silly door prizes if you know, for example, all of the 12 Days of Christmas, or if you can name the star of a certain Christmas movie. So brush up on your Christmas trivia before you come so you can win some of our great door prizes. And we'll also have some games for little ones outside, and we'll have goodie bags for your littles if you bring them along, coloring sheets and games and stickers and tattoos and all of that stuff. So it's really a family event. It's free to come, and we would suggest that you would bring a toy donation or come ready to buy some raffle tickets and help support our cause.
And have some fun.
That's right, and drink a good craft beer. Our friends at Lost World, Dave Ham and his crew, have been so generous with...
they always have been.
That's right.
Yeah.
Whatever they can do to help us have a successful event, they'll do. In fact, if you stop by Lost Worlds right now, you'll see there's a Christmas tree right in the middle of the brewery that's advertising our event, and the Christmas tree is one of the raffle items. So if you stop by to have a beer between now and the 19th and admire the tree, know that you could be the one that takes that home at the end of the day. So that's just one of many raffle items that we'll have.
You two are living Tim's mission. That's Christmas every day of the year.
It is Christmas every day of the year in the Boone House.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to thank our premier sponsor this year is Omnia Construction, based out of Cornelius. Scott Lucino and his crew has stepped up to the plate and really wanted to support the mission of Little Smiles and this event in particular. So they are our premier sponsor for the event. So we're very grateful to the Omnia team for supporting us and allowing us to put on such a great event this year.
Oh, good. And what are they giving away?
They're our premier sponsor, so they are sponsoring our overall event.
Okay.
So yes, they helped us with all of the overhead for the event, so that any of the money raised and the toys donated, all of that is just purely going back into the organization. So thanks to our friends at Omnia Construction, we're able to really just take what we raised that day and put it toward the kids.
Well, I think Dave Ham at Lost Worlds, just to reiterate what Jan said, Dave Ham at Lost Worlds and Scott Lucino and his team at Omnia, both are mission driven. Both have very popular and successful businesses. Dave with his with Lost Worlds here in Cornelius and one down in Charlotte, and Scott does home remodeling and construction projects around the lake and just does fabulous work. But both of them feel like they need to give back to the community. So when we go to Lost Worlds, it's they don't charge us for the space. We hope we bring a lot of people in for them, that it would be a mutual benefit.
Yeah.
But Dave and the crew consistently ask, what can they do for us? And Scott's the same way. I've seen Scott sponsor other things around the community where when something comes up, they just feel like it's almost their duty to give back to the community, which is a great thing. We live in an area that's got a lot of abundance,
That's
but
right.
there's so many
people
folks
hurting.
that need something, and these guys are some of the ones that help step up. So Janice mentioned, in addition to Scott helping us as our premier sponsor, so many raffle prizes. We've got foursomes at several golf courses. We've got a flat top grill. We've got jewelry. We've got really good prizes. So don't feel like you're getting gypped.
So it is Christmas every day of the year.
It can be Christmas for the kids and Christmas for the people that attend.
That's right.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
I have to read this from one of my dearest high school friends, Jack Davis. Dear Margie, I have a good friend, Margi Kyle. Her gift is to make children smile. She gives them a thrill when they're feeling ill. For her, awards is really quite upscaled. But you see, I'm disappointed to say I sent Margie a birthday card for her birthday. Would you believe it? She never received it. So I'm sending another one today. I thought that was cute. Whenever we have our little high school reunions, everybody always asks about Little Smiles.
That's great. Well, that's what you're known for, definitely in the community.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that Margie and Little Smiles go hand in hand.
Well, I can remember when I got the Citizenship and Service Award from Duke Energy, standing up and saying we served over 500 children this year. Now I say that almost every month.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's has really grown.
Yeah. As you know, we really almost underrepresent how many kids we serve because there's so many things that we don't know.
That's right.
We document and we feel very secure in the number, but also feel it's probably underrepresented of at least over 6,000 kids a year. So you're 500, for the year, that is a month. We do about 500 a month. And that can be someone that gets a coloring book or attends one of our events. But a lot of things that we do serve a facility or a community.
Yes.
So for instance, we might give equipment, a foosball table, say, to a playroom at one of the facilities. So there's a good chance that hundreds of kids will use that over the life of it.
And now the police are coming and the fire department, because I just have been saying for years, if there's an accident or a child hurt,
sure,
if you can give them something to take their mind off it, it makes all the difference in the world.
Right.
And I said to the police the last time, we call this selective shoplifting. You will not get arrested in
That's
here.
right.
You're going to end up on cops. But no, that's just another way. And it's easy for us when a opportunity like that comes up. It's easy to figure out if it fits our mission.
Yeah.
In the end, will a child benefit from this? And will a child
That's right.
put a child on? So if it's working with law enforcement or a fire
But
department,
not only that, they're siblings too.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing I miss is going and sitting with the parents when their kids are in surgery. Because that, to me, when I had to sit out there while Alex had his surgery, was the loneliest feeling I've ever had.
Yeah. We try to do as much as we can to serve not only the child who's getting treatment, but also their siblings and
That's
parents,
right.
and a lot of times the caregivers that help them. As you know, we do some things, donuts for nurses or
pizza night,
where if we can help the folks that are helping our kids, that's just as important.
That's right. We're going to take another break, but don't you go away. We'll be right back.
Good news lives here. It's community-centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC. Local starts here.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Thursday, July 10th, the Langtree Live Outdoor Concert Series returns. Groove Skeletons make their Langtree debut. In 2024, they finished second in the Battle of the Bands and now bring their indie rock and fun stage presence to Exit 31 off I-77. Groove Skeletons play at 7 p.m. on Thursday in Mooresville at Langtree Live. Friday night at Brookdale Village in Huntersville is Live Under the Oaks. The Village stage welcomes the music of Joseph Gallo. Gallo is a pop and rock artist whose performance will get you to sing and dance along. Grab your lawn chairs and your blankets for the free show on the plaza. Brookdale restaurants will be open for dinner, and Red Rocks will be on site at the stage for beverages. We'll see you Friday night at 6 p.m. for the Joseph Gallo Show at Brookdale Village in Huntersville. The 500 Club in Statesville presents live music on Saturday with a performance by Caleb Davis. Davis is a graduate of the Berklee College of Music and plays his original songs and covers many genres from the 40s to today. Don't miss this 6 p.m. show. Visit the 500 Club online for more information on entertainment, food, beverages, and tea times. Bin 110 in Cornelius has live music Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. Pluto for Planet Duo plays on Thursday, July 10th. John Sullivan on Friday, and Hey Ladies on Saturday. Bin 110 offers a large selection of whiskeys, wines, cocktails, and small plates. Drinks, eats, and live music are yours at Bin 110 this weekend. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series is at Charlotte Motor Speedway for round number 8 on Tuesday, July 15th, when Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts get in free. Click on charlottemotorspeedway.com for more information on the Summer Shootout and other 2025 events. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Shining a light on who's making a difference. It's Community Centered, hosted by Devio Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC. Local starts here.
We are back. I always say we should be taping our breaks because sometimes they get very colorful. Tim, did you want to add some upcoming events?
Yeah, I mean, we do things throughout the year. I think Christmas in July, as this has really grown over the last 4 years, gives us a nice program in the summer. But our next big event is in the fall. We have our Dino Open. You had mentioned Jeff DiNicola early in the show. We have a memorial golf tournament in Jeff's honor called the Dino Open. That's Monday, October 27th. It's at Northstone Country Club, and I'll say the same things that I've said about Lost Worlds about Northstone. They've done such a great job. The team out there with our golf tournament, it's really there's a lot of work that goes into it, but they make it easy.
Yeah.
And each year, kind of the last thing we do as we're wrapping up from the day's event is we sign up for the next year. So again, this year it's going to be the last Monday in October. Around the holidays, we do a lot. You're very active, obviously, Margie, with the lighted boat parade.
Yes.
And Captain Colin and the boat parade folks over the last couple of years. That's another event here in the lake that's really grown over the last several years. And and each year, Colin stops by after the event with a lot of toys that are dropped off. So there'll be a lot more information about the boat parade, but that's our big thing. But folks do things on their own. People will host holiday parties or ugly sweater parties. And they'll ask their guests either to donate to Little Smiles or to bring a toy. And so we get a lot of things. We have folks that annually are just such a blessing to us. The last several years, we've worked with St. Mark Church and their Angel Tree.
Oh,
and we
I love that.
They give us, cars and cars full of toys from their Angel Tree event. So we have things going through, throughout the year. And it's, obviously, we're here to talk mainly about the...
Keeps you busy.
Yeah, keeps us all busy. But, we're talking mainly about Christmas in July, but we do have events and ways to get involved throughout the year.
Yeah. And again, Janice, I just can't thank you enough for your help.
Well, it's been fun. I have a really great committee working with me this year, a number of people who wanted to support Little Smiles in some way, and this was a perfect opportunity. It takes some of the heat off of the board members to have a subcommittee like us that can worry about the details of the event. So thankful to all the folks who are helping to put together such a good event. Again, it's Saturday, July 19th from 3 to 6 at Lost Worlds. and you can come and spend the whole afternoon. There's going to be food trucks. It's Poppycock's, which is Nashville hot chicken, and A Taste of Culture, which has a little bit of everything, burgers, barbecue, nachos, that type of thing. Will be there the entire time. And then beginning at 6, as our event is winding down, Lost Worlds does have a band, Gin and Sonic, that will be performing.
Oh, that's a cute name.
That evening, isn't it? Yeah.
I want to go just to
right?
see who came up with that clever name.
So there's a good reason to spend the whole day on Saturday, July 19th at Lost Worlds. Come for the Little Smiles benefit, stay for Gin and Sonic.
Oh, that sounds like a fun day.
It will be. And we're encouraging everybody to be in the holiday spirit. Maybe it might be a little warm for your holiday sweater, but...
So just decorate a tie.
Yeah, decorate a necktie, wear your silly holiday necklace, put on a Santa hat, and help make the atmosphere as festive as possible.
Well, and it's fun to see the kids enjoying it, too.
That's right. It's free to anybody. We really
do you
encourage
remember those
you.
Cute little 2 kids that had a lemonade stand?
Exactly. Last year
And they donated about $600.
They did. They had
That
raised
blew
some
my
money
mind.
at their community lemonade stand and wanted to donate it to Little
Yeah.
Smiles. So they came to Christmas in July with their proceeds, and that was a big thrill.
What a beautiful lesson for a child to learn early.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's great. And that just goes back to what Tim was saying, that there's always ways to volunteer and to help our mission. So
Yeah.
our website, again, is littlesmilesnc.org, or you can send us a message through our Facebook page if you'd like to get involved in the organization,
Yes.
or if you would like to sponsor this event by donating raffle items or come on board as a sponsor for an upcoming event like the golf tournament
Right.
or some of the other things that we'll do throughout the year. We're always looking for people to help support us.
Yeah, always. And
Yeah.
we've got such a great team.
Yeah, a great team of volunteers from our board down to folks that just show up to events like this. I think, given the nature of your show and what's going on great in the community, I'll just take a quick minute to mention we get great support from so many folks in the community, whether it's two Rotary clubs, both support us here in the lake. Kiwanis supports us.
Does.
The Peninsula Community Foundation, North Mech Women's Club, the Business Leaders of Charlotte Block. These are all folks that have donated and supported our mission, because without the support of those grants and the support of individual contributors, we just couldn't do what we do.
That's right.
And to be able to make such an impact, we need that kind of support. So we thank all those folks. It takes large grants, and it takes
Yes.
$5 worth of raffle tickets at our event like Christmas in July to get it done.
Well, and I can remember the first pizza night Sharon Washam and I did. There was a family there that had not eaten literally for about a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And the dad came up to me and he said, "What would it take if I could get one piece of pizza?" I gave him the whole box.
Yeah. A lot of times, we have a monthly pizza party at both Levine's and Jeff Gordon's Children's Hospital over in Concord. But then we do some events, whether it's a party for the floor or so forth. So we do a lot of pizza throughout the year.
Well, and the gift cards we do for the newborn.
Yeah.
unit.
What you're referring to is for NICU families primarily, but I think other families benefit of. We give gift cards to Panera and Chick-fil-A are our go-tos, and it takes the pressure off of a family.
Well, and they're right there.
Yeah, they're right there, and they can go, and they don't have to worry about spending money in the cafeteria that night at the hospital, or worrying about something. Maybe the mom has to go out and get dinner and bring it back. They use our gift card, and that's an easy one for us. And that's kind of an ongoing project that when they're out of cards, they let us know, and we get them more gift cards. So that's a great way to help, as we mentioned earlier, serve the whole family, not just the child who's getting treatment, for sure.
Well, and we also have 2 chapters in Florida.
Yes.
One in Philly, one in New York.
Right.
And then I started this one. My stepson said, "You've got to."
Yeah.
And my husband said, "You can't."
Don't ever tell Margie you can't.
That's all you needed to hear, that you can't. And that's what started
And I did.
Yeah.
So having been in the hospital for a year as a child and having a child in the hospital for a year, I could see both sides of it.
That's right.
So it just was an automatic to me. And I'll tell you, it has just been, I've loved it.
Yeah.
I hate that we have to do it, but I'm so proud we
Yeah.
have done it and done it so well.
Well, and I think it's an easy mission to get behind. Nobody's going to argue that, children and families that are going through tough times, they deserve to be able to smile every now and then, even through the difficulties.
Well, and you took over at a very difficult time, and I'm just very grateful for that.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah.
And it takes a team to do everything that we do. And, as I mentioned earlier on, that, a lot of times it's two sides to the story. It's such a great thing to be able to help families out. But then when you realize we could only hope to do even more.
That's right.
And that they're going through, we encounter them at a pizza party or at the spring fling that I mentioned, but they're going through that all the time. So I think there's a lot of great people out in the community, a lot of nonprofits, some of those events.
Well, and I love the fact that nonprofits really try to work together.
Yeah.
That's right. It's not adversarial at all. Everybody has the same mission.
Yeah. Right. It's for our kids.
That's right. Yeah. So when we do our monthly pizza parties at the hospitals, it's nice to see the families that come by
That's right.
are so happy just for a slice of Domino's pizza.
That's
Again,
right.
That's really, you get to see where your dollars go when you do donate to Little Smiles. It is helping families, just as they're navigating a difficult time in their life. One less thing they have to think about.
Well, and we're all volunteers. Nobody's
right.
paid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody said to me, well, how much do you make? And I went, not enough.
You're paid in smiles.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
are.
It's a good thing.
And occasional pizza, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you guys will be going up to Camp Care here in a couple weeks. That's another
I love that. Yeah, 200 kids with cancer.
another event that Little Smiles supports. This year you're supporting what's the event that Little Smiles is sponsoring?
Well, they're going to be making Build-A-Bears at camp. So I don't exactly know how that happens. Maybe Build-A-Bear's got a bear truck or some sort of food truck. So we'll help support that. We always help them with their snacks. So that is an event that we look forward to sponsoring each year. And again, there's just so much good going on.
We used to go up, stay in a motel for a couple of nights and just play with the kids.
Yeah.
And Woody and Lee would do karaoke, and you just had a great time.
Yeah, yeah. And that's been...
When you think of, I know Sharon and I, when we went the first time, we thought, oh, this is going to be so depressing. It was
joyful.
Yes, it really was. Those kids are so grateful.
Yeah. And going, it's kind of a theme that we've talked about. Camp Care is not only for the kid who's going through cancer treatments and somewhere along that journey, but also their siblings
That's
are
right.
invited to come too, because, and I think then it also maybe gives the parents kind of a break. So here's,
That's right.
you're going through this, and now for a week they've got medical professionals, they've got camp counselors that are going to take care of them, and it really serves the whole family.
So give us the date again.
Okay, Saturday, July 19th from 3 to 6 p.m. at Lost World Brewing in Cornelius. We'd love to have as many people out there as possible. If you can't make the event, you can still support Little Smiles by looking for our Amazon wish list and visiting our website at littlesmilesnc.org.
Thank you both for being here.
Well, thanks for having us. We always appreciate coming in.
It's part of my heart. So
yeah, thanks very much.
Thank all of you for listening. And thank you, Macintosh, for your support. We so appreciate it. We'll see you all next week. Bye for now.
Serving you better than ever before. WSIC, Statesville, W290DK Mooresville, W260